All right, welcome back to Happy My Happy Life podcast. I'm your host, Brittany, and we are back with a new episode. Do not mind the shades. I just put them on because if I get a headache, I'm very sensitive to light. So, excuse that. I'll probably take them off at some point. Um, but yeah, I have been like a little MIA for the month of June to not record because Love Island season 8 has me hooked and like obsessed and triggered. But this season is I would want people to tune in. Just tune into season 8 because this is a whole representation. It shows a representation of like what the dating world looks like right now. Um there's so many lessons to learn within that group of people that are in there right now, but like it scares me of the dating world right now. Literally, of everything I've seen, it's so scary, and I almost have a fear. I do have a fear of love too. Just oh my goodness, but I'm releasing that. So just go and watch that. But I'm team Brinity, but I'm also team Carl and Anaya because Carl and Anaya are moving me right now. Like this is the most romance like that I've seen in like the month. Carl should have been an OG. I don't care what nobody says. He should have been an OG. Okay. Um, but yeah, new episode tonight though. What I do want to say is I appreciate those that have tuned into like the last episode. Everything is all good. My health is good. Um, I'm just trying to be positive as much as I can right now and basically just focus on like my career and new ideas of career right now. So, and I'm almost done with my master's degree, so I'm really happy about that. Um, Today we're basically gonna be talking about how nobody warned me about adulthood. You know, I had, oh my gosh, I don't know what, I had to be like 21 or 22, but like it was like a keychain thing and it said, I don't like adulting or something like that. I missed that. I missed that little wallet keychain thing. Um, what I do want to start with is, I want to talk about friendships first, kind of. So, like, my first question I put down was, why do friendships seem easier when you're younger? I feel like when you're younger, your lobe hasn't came all the way like completely, and it's easier because everybody's looking to make friends and they want to be liked, um, for many different reasons and seasons. So it's easier to just bond with people who who is young and the same age as you, or maybe like a year or two as well. So we're just looking to make connections, just anywhere we can find them. I feel like, um, yeah, I even when I was younger, I was just like, okay, like you're gonna be put into some type of group. There was always cliques as like being young, and you had your group of people that you talk to as whatever the case is. Um, but I mean, I just bonded with who I just bonded with. My friendship definitely changed when I was younger to adulthood now, but it's easier because you're focused on the same thing. Like you're not an adult, so you can pretty much be a kid at that point. Um, have I ever outgrown a friendship that I thought would last forever? Um, yeah, I am anxious. I get anxious when it comes to friendships. I do attach myself to certain friendships that I feel like are good. Um, that I feel like we get each other. And like I almost didn't have certain bonds with my siblings as well. So it's like when I do have a friend that I feel like gets me, understands me, we're on the same page, and um it's like when that gets ripped out or from me, it was like very hard to cope. But I have seen like as an adult wise as well, like outgrowing people when you're on two different paths, it does make sense because everybody have different paths. So whether like it's people that have children or just life circumstances that take them in different directions, it definitely makes you outgrow a situation. And I want to be able to have long lasting friendships. Let me say that. But I feel like when people aren't growing and moving the needle, it's like y'all are stuck. I'm not trying to be in that matrix. Like I'm not trying to do any of that. I want to elevate myself, period. And I feel like if people aren't doing that within themselves or still on like certain timelines, I just can't. Like, I'm outgrowing you. Like, we don't match anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not here. We're not here. So I just have to move forward. I have outgrown a lot of people I thought like that genuinely had good like best interest intentions for me. Like, it's sad to me because I do think about certain friendships, but at the same time, like, I'm just so much better than those friendships as well. And I feel like I put up with the bare minimum just to keep a person around as well. Like, sometimes my friendships are one sided as well. And I don't think a lot of people talk about that. And you're just like, you don't want to put up with certain things anymore. Like, I've had to tell people about themselves and then just be like, if one thing I don't want is people to come and talk to me about the same thing, but yet you're not doing anything about it. Like, that's just a turn off for me as a friend. Like, I can give you a chance, but it it doesn't take much for me to be like cut off. Like, but I wish you well from afar. You just can't be in my life. What qualities do you value most in friendships now compared to when you were younger? Um, I don't really have a lot of friends. I'm pretty much a loner. I would probably just say I have like more associates than ever. I can't really just friend. It takes a lot for me to call somebody a friend. Um, but yeah, I would say consistency. People who show up for me so I can show up for them. But you can tell when you look at other people's friendships, you can tell who they like are friends with, who they show up for, who they want to like actually keep in their life. But like, I don't want to keep having the same conversations with friends also. Like, I would rather us talk about like other goals and like life outside of like things we've overcome and things that are happening now. I don't feel like I have like I feel like people do have friendships for certain things. Like, this friend is for this friend is for that. But qualities, just honesty, transparency. Like, anyone who can give me clarity on things when I'm asking about something, people who can return the same energy and not make me feel like it's like just about them. Like, they want to know about me as well. I haven't really experienced that for real, for real. Um, I hope soon, like in life right now or moving forward in the future, I can. But yeah, consistency, just showing up for one another, support, like, you know, just genuine, genuine intentions. Just, I need that. Just, I haven't got to experience that yet. But yeah, when I was younger, it was just like, I didn't really get that also. I think a lot of people made certain things about them. When I talk about me, it's just like they reverted back to them. But also, like, when I do talk about myself and things that I go through, they're not able to support me in that moment of whatever the case is. And it's like, it's draining. So it's a lot. Um, let's see. Number 4 is is dating actually harder, or are your standards and expectations different now? Dating is hard. I don't really date right now. Thank goodness. My standards and expectations are very much different. I would rush into certain situations rather than actually getting the full picture of what I'm stepping into and just going with the flow. I would just rush. My expectations are platonic versus romantic, but also like I want consistency in my dating relationships as well. Like, my person, my partner, like, show up for me as much as I am for you, like pour into me as much as I'm pouring into you. It takes effort, obviously. I don't want this shit to be easy, I just want something genuine. That's it, you know. I do this a lot, so um but I do want something that's like concrete. But I also get like there's other people that they have to experience out in the world as well. So I'm not like one of those, like, I would be overprotective of my person, yes. But I also just want my person, or just people who come into my life, to have their own personality. Like, you know who you are, you know what you want at the end of the day. Um and I feel like that for myself now. Um, but it's very hard because other people have different standards, like what they're used to, and certain people may have not gone through the same things that I've grown to do, and like I don't want to build a person up. Like I've done that a lot of times. Like I've done that a lot of times. I don't want to do that no more. Period. Um and while I'm trying to build myself up, like it's so much. Like um everybody's dating expectations are different. Like you need to do this, or you need to have um a man or a girl or whatever. Like, oh, I need to have a child, or I need to have a husband by this. Like, I'm not even in no rush. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have no kids right now, and I'm still chilling. Um, but they change all the time. Like for certain people, so it's different when learning other people's expectations, and then you're just like, oh, okay. But I don't mind. Like, I don't judge people for real. Like, I love getting to know people for who they are and what they want. So I feel like that's a good quality to have when you have certain expectations. But it's different for everybody. Certain expectations I have seen is a no. So yeah, no, okay. Um, what lessons have past relationships taught you about what you need and deserve? Um, I feel like just learning certain things of my love language, like physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service. They switch a lot of the times, but I don't mind like learning somebody else's. What was it? Past relationships, again, like I go back to having my own identity when I come in, and still being able to still have that identity without projecting onto somebody else, and vice versa. um I feel like it has taught me like what I need and what I deserve is like I don't have to put up with something like I want to call potential. I've done that before, like even with the person I was talking to, like in August or October, whichever one. That ended in December. That's another story. No dating. But I feel like when I get certain patterns of things that I've experienced in the past and stuff like that, it's like you gotta go. Like you need to work on yourself. And I know for a fact like what I've healed, um, like I can say like the bare minimum type of things, but like I don't want to put up with anything I don't have to. I treat family and friends like that too. So I would want to treat my relationships like the same way. Um, and it's just taught me like I am loved, but I really just want to love myself before pouring into someone. Like I need to be able to focus on myself and have that squared away before bringing that onto somebody else. Like I don't want someone to really just have to worry about me all the time. Like I want to be able to worry about me and do what I need to do for myself before having a relationship to define that. You know what I'm saying? Like past relationships have just really taught me to just be myself, be who I am, like in my skin, and love that, and not really just because other people are doing it doesn't mean I have to do it just because like of what they want and what they've experienced. Because people have come into a relationship with me or whatever and be like, okay, well they did this. I don't have to do the same things as they they did. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, no. Um, let me see. How do you balance independence and wanting a relationship? Again, just having your own mindset and just also being open to listening to other people. Sorry about that. Other people and things about what they have gone through or what they've learned. Um, I just right now because I'm focused on like my career and just other ways I can earn plus more income. Independence is so important to me. I'm very hyper independent. I don't really let people do stuff for me. I do stuff for myself. Like I can't I'm learning to let people do stuff for me and let people serve me in certain ways. But it's very hard. Like and right now I'm to myself of the independency. Like just really just har- harnessing in like on taking care of myself and my own needs. Um I do want a relationship. I just feel like it'll come in divine timing. I'm not really in a rush for that. Um, and I live like, I love seeing other people love on each other. I love seeing that. Even when it's like for sure genuine, I love seeing that. And I know like at some point in my life, like I'm going to receive that type of love and care. Like I know that for a fact. Um, I just know like I'm not in a rush in it, a rush for it because I'm so focused on my independency. But I still want to have that independency when I come into a relationship. I'm not even gonna lie. I just want to have a relationship, but then I have a outside thing of a relationship with myself. Um, yeah, if that makes sense. I've always made my identity my relationships. I've done that in the past. I'm not doing that anymore. And I feel like that has crushed me in certain timelines of not progressing in the way that I am now. Um, blah 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 blah. Um, what are some what are some dating expectations that you've had to let go of? Um, that everybody's not gonna have the same mindset as me. When I come into a relationship, like sometimes I'll be like, well, you should be thinking like this. And it's like, no, everybody has their own mind. And I want them to have their own mind. That way I can listen and learn. Um, but everybody is not on the same path as well when it comes to dating expectations. Um, I feel like what I wanted in a person was just not what I really actually wanted. Um, I feel like someone who, and I probably talked to Paris about this too, but consistency or just how I show up for myself, I would just want that in the person that I'm giving myself to. Um, just reciprocation. I use that word a lot too. Reciprocation is very important to me. Um, and I love a person who loves themselves, and I love people who just preach positivity. Um, but certain things, like some people can just be negative right off the bat, and they don't really see like self awareness. And I've learned that a lot with expectations. Like they don't see how they could just be so wrong and like messed up, you know? Um so really just I come into it wanting certain expectations, but I really now have to just be open to certain things that I'm pretty like giving myself to. Um but yeah, I just want it better. Some people are just there to just be there. Some people are just there not to grow, but and evolve and build actually something sustainable. Um, yeah, I've had to let go of a lot. Just a lot of how I treat people, what I think about people, how people treated me. It's very crazy to think about it in that aspect, but it's very true. Like I'm thinking because I'm forgiving, um, those people are the same way, and it's like people hold to onto grudges so much, and it's very like, come on, y'all, like come on. Um, like people, I would want to talk to my person or my partner like all day long. Like text me back right now. But I am learning like I have a life, they have a life, they have, and that's being an adult too. Like you can't text me all day long. So, and I can't text you all day long. So just having that balance, having some type of balance, nurturing balance. Um, how can someone stay hopeful when dating feels discouraging? I feel like now in the reality of dating, it's very hard to find a genuine connection. Um, it's very hard if you're just. It's very hard for people who actually want to find a genuine connection. Some people don't. Some people just throw themselves out there and just be like, okay, I'm gonna handle this. I'm gonna do this because I want that kind of attention. I don't want to search for somebody just to get some type of attention. I'm not that type of person. Um, and it's discouraging because a lot of people that I've like certain people, whether in my past or a few years ago, whatever, but some people come into it with just wanting sexual things. They want it to be effortless. Like you don't want to put the work in. And that's very discouraging. Like they want things to be so easy and I don't. Everything's not easy to me. I feel like I've had to work so much for certain things and aspects. So I feel like my partner hopefully would want the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. It's very discouraging. Like the generation now, just their reality of relationships is so attached to social media and what that looks like. And baby, come back down. Come bring it down. Bring it down. That's unhealthy. Um, all right, back to friendships. What are some signs that a friendship has become unhealthy? I think when you talk about the same thing all the time and it's nothing else outside of that, it's just you're only talking to me about one thing. And it's hard for me to even just bring up like certain topics because I would want to talk to my friends about what's going on in their life, whether it's family, whether it's a relationship. But I feel like some people are closed off and they only talk to certain people about certain things. But I don't feel like I all should. I don't also want to feel like I need to have that access to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just very unhealthy when the communication dies down and like there has been like an elephant in the room, but like nobody really wants to bring it up. But if you do bring it up, it's just you either don't have a response or they just switch the subject. And it's very, when you go time and time again without communicating about certain things or you just don't talk, it's very, it's unhealthy. Like when one person isn't growing but the other person is, it's just, it's unhealthy. Um, very, very unhealthy. And you keep arguing about the same things. If the thing is like I'm the type of person to tell you about yourself and like tell you what you need and what you deserve. And also it makes me very sad that even when I'm telling your friend like you deserve better or maybe this is the aspect you or perspective you should look at it as in like, and they continue to do unhealthy like toxic things, that's, it's a cutoff. It's a cutoff. Like I won't reach out, I won't do nothing. And I feel like also just seeing if I'm supportive, like, and but I also see my friend like supporting other people, bruh, bruh. Um, why do toxic friendships sometimes hurt as much as romantic breakups? I feel like when you pour so much into a person and you're constantly there for a person as well, and you learn so much about them, they learn so much about you. I feel like sometimes you wouldn't expect people to do you dirty or for it to end so drastically. Um, like very sad, and that's hard to look at as well. Like I was, it's about to be 2 years, but one person like I don't even like really talking about her so much. Oh my gosh, um, I thought they were a great person, and she really did the most nastiest, distasteful thing. Still ended up forgiving her. Still ended up just speaking my piece. And that is like that's just very hard because people who I talk to about my mental health or people who have been with me through certain issues or mental health, whatever, they see me in certain low moments and they've just been around with me to either laugh, chill, or whatever. And they turn around. It's just hurtful. Like, it's just very, like, it just feels like, dang, like people who I feel like who are really good and genuine for me. And then they end up turning out to be, there's a good word for that, bad. It's just bad. It's just it was like hurtful. Like it just hurts. Like, and I don't have like again like I don't have a lot of friends, but people who I feel like I make friends out of people I've had like with childhood and like people who I really think are for me. Like those hurt. Like oh my gosh. Like and I've been there for them as well. So it's like even when the situation isn't even about me, they want it to be about them. Like I still show up regardless of how I'm feeling in the moment, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, yeah, it's crazy. What did healing from a toxic friendship teach you about yourself? Um, don't pour into people when they don't really pour into you, and always learn somebody and who they are, and remember the things that they have said. In the case if like something happens, like this is who they truly are. And I keep receipts on hand. I'm not gonna lie, I do keep receipts on hand. Um, I I'm much better than that. And when you have toxic friendships, it's just I've put myself out there to even talk about why this is either toxic or why I don't feel like my friends care about me in a sense. And a lot of times it's like they deflect, but also it's teaching me like what I don't want, what I will and won't put up with. Um, and like sometimes I've just had to like pull myself away from people. Um, and then sometimes even when I do that, like they'll try to reach out and um, they'll try to just talk about certain stuff or be like, yeah, I've seen things in your perspective, but like you're not showing up like the way you just apologized. You said you would. Like, and I've had to make people learn lessons on their own. Like, it's not good when messing with me or doing anything towards me and you think shit is sweet on the other side. It's really not. Like, and it's just very like I don't like toxicity. Like, I don't like it at all. I really don't. Um, and I've just had to like step back a lot of times and just focus on whatever I have in front of me. Like, if it's supposed to grow, it'll grow. If it's not supposed to be there, go over there. Just go over there. Nurture yourself and what you don't want to believe about yourself. Um, and people who actually are good for you. And I feel like people who I've just let go of also just they realize certain things in the end, but they won't admit that to me. They won't really come to me and tell me that. And I've had to learn to live with that and know like my intentions were just pretty much good at the end of the day and genuine. Um, yeah. How do you rebuild trust after being hurt by someone you consider like a close friend or partner? Um, I think I a lot of people just be like, time just heals everything. Time doesn't always heal anything because people are still holding on to grudges. But I just had to build trust within myself, not to like let people return and do the same thing over and over again. Um, it's very hard. I'm more distant if they do try to come back into my life and try to build something. Um, I'm halfway in, but I'm also halfway out. Like words sometimes don't mean nothing. It's just the actions behind it, if that makes sense. The actions mean a lot to me. So you can say words, but your actions speak louder. Baby, your actions speak louder. Um, yeah, like I've been hurt by friends a lot and partners. They're equal. They're equal, but it's really hard to rebuild trust. I'm more introverted in that aspect too. I'm just like, okay, like if I tell you my expectations, and I'm more honest now too. I'm more super honest now too. And very much more blunt. So just being real and authentic, I'm hoping like if we're rebuilding something like that's what I'm receiving, vice versa. Um blah blah blah. What is something about adulthood that completely surprised you? Bills, uh bills by Destiny Child. Um just pretty much like not really having the support that um you got when you were a child because you're a child. So like um growing up between like 0 to 18, it was just like you had support there. Um Even when you didn't realize it sometimes, but sometimes that support even wasn't there in my childhood. So like being an adult now, it was like a whole 180 or 360, whatever you want to call it. Like the support has definitely like changed. People who you feel like as an adult would still show up for you, they're just not pretty much there. They're like, okay, well, you're an adult now and you have to figure things out on your own. Like, you don't have, I can't guide you. I can't really nurture you into this position, and I feel like that's sucky. That sucks because even in school, I don't feel like they were really teaching us currency and like, or just certain things about adulthood as well. And so when you look at your parents or the people you've grown up around, people who raised you and stuff like that, they don't provide that safety net also. So it's just like when you make mistakes, you're just learning as you pretty much go. And then sometimes like people brush it off as like, okay, well, I've been there. I did that. You'll be fine. It's not that point. Like sometimes, like when certain things or drastic things happen, it can mentally affect you in different types of ways. And I don't think like the generation before us that came, they understand that. They really just don't understand the mental effects like certain things have on you as an adult now. Um, and being an adult, like, what was it? It sucks that people who claim like it just sucks that people who claim like they love you, they care about you, they support you, but it's like where's the support? Like if I ask a question and I get people have their own stuff going on, but like where is the support at? And I feel like as an adult, like me again, I'm very hyper independent, but like I even if I ask for support, it's just not being given in the way. It's like always a get back. Like you have to do something like as a get back, and it's not genuine. It's just not enough. I'm not somebody to prove to other people like what I'm doing, what I have going on. Also, like I'm in my own world, my own currency. So it's like um, it's just very surprising how people treat people as an adult versus like when they were a child. Um, it's sad to say in this reality right now. Um, but everybody's pretty much just out for themselves. Like nobody's looking to help other people come up, and like that's something I want to do. Like after I get my master's and stuff like that, with certain communities and helping other people have better and want better for themselves. But nobody's there like to really support you and be there for you and put you on a good path than the one that you have been on. And that's sucky. Like it's very sucky. The things I see, the things I watch, the things I notice, just it's very sad. Very sad. Like some people like I do see out and about, like they'll encourage me. They'll like just give positive like affirmations or whatever the case is, like loving good people, like they'll do that. And I really appreciate that from like afar or just in front of me. But like I wish it came from like my family or other people who do experience the same things as me as well. Like I wish it came from their parents as well or their friends or whatever the case is. It's very like I don't like being an adult. I really don't because it's like you got to figure it out because they're like I had to figure it out, but I want people to be more motivated and saying like what do you need help with? Like how can I help you? How can I be of support with what you don't understand right now? You know what I'm saying? Like that cuz everybody don't have the answers, but within your own circle, you want that to come from within your own circle. Um are most adults actually confident or are they just figuring it out as they go? Figuring it out as they go. Just everybody, just go with the flow. We're figuring it out. The reality we're in right now, I don't like. Um, but I think a lot of things are changing. So it's just, you have to compromise in some type of way. So we're also just going back and forth with what we can do and what we can't do. Um, Figuring it out. Yeah, just, yeah. Um, what expectations about life have you had to release? Mm, Nobody is like me at the end of the day. Um, Nobody's gonna pour into me the way I pour into myself. Period. Um, and life is not always rainbows and marshmallows and whatever. Um, but my every single day, or even just yearly, or when it comes to like months or days, whatever, like expectations for me change all the time. Like my mindset changes all the time. Um, and I just feel like you have to find the positive in certain wins instead of like taking the losses home with you. Um, what does peace mean to you or me now that I'm older? Peace means just having certain boundaries, not really putting much forth effort towards people who aren't doing the same for me. Um, I'm pretty much introverted and extroverted when I need to be. Um, And I feel like that brings me peace as well because I'm always working on myself. I can't say the same about everybody else, but I'm always working on myself within like all the time. And I love that for me. Genuinely, I love that for me. And I'm really big on my peace. Like, I don't play about my peace. If you're not meant to be in my life, you gotta go. And if I see certain patterns or whatever, like, you gotta go. Like, right now, I don't really much talk to a lot of people. I'm not really a texter so much unless like you really have my interest or unless I actually really want to talk to you. Um, but a lot of times my phone is on do not disturb, and that brings me peace as well. So peace just means like me being happy and content within whatever I have going on right now and not worrying about what everybody else got going on, because I'm like, everybody has their own path, their own lessons, karmic lessons, whatever. And I feel like I'm not going to waste my time putting forth like effort in anything that you don't want to evolve in. Even with myself, like being like at peace with how life is and how people are. And yeah. Um, what friendships or relationships taught you the most about yourself? Um, I think almost all of them. Um, almost all of them. Like, I I talk to Paris a lot about a lot of stuff, but any friendship that I've had, they just really shown me like this is not what I deserve, and I see certain things. I don't really talk about it a lot, but I am very much like, okay, cool, you got it. I don't want to be a friend to somebody who's not a friend to me, and I don't want a partner who I'm a partner to that isn't a partner to me. Um, and I can outgrow a situation and move on without holding any resentment over them and just being happy for whatever is next for them. And that's how I am with a lot of like ex friends, ex partners, just pretty much being happy because why not? Why not get what you need out of that situation right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Um, just to be myself and not really sugarcoat anything. I feel like people can meet me where I'm at. I can meet them where they're at. And I'm really a genuine person. There are certain relationships and friendships that have really taught me a lot about myself and who I am to them as a person. So, yeah. What does a healthy friendship? I think I spoke about that earlier. Is your younger self? If your younger self met you now, what would you surprise them most? Like, um, we are strong. We are very strong, resilient, beautiful, powerful. Um, like such an amazing person. Like your mindset is very like out of this world. You know, you're in your soft girl era right now. So you have been in your hard girl era, but you're in your soft girl era right now, you know? And I love that for us. I really love that. Like we're just so genuine and soft and sweet and loving and appreciative. Um and we go at life full force. Like we take every day as it is, you know, and we're blessed to say. But just how we overcome like hurt and disagreements and troubling situations, like I'm very proud. I'm very proud. Like I just want to go in and just see my younger self like in front of me and just hug her because good lord, we have been through the ringer. Um what have you had to let go of in adulthood in order to become the person you're meant to be? Um, I think that's everything. Like family, friends, certain careers, um, certain life things that I thought I wanted, but not really anymore. Certain life paths that I wanted, and I was like, this is not for me. Because I can feel like when I wake up with a different mindset, I'm just like, it's just not for me. I'm not feeling it. And for me to become the person that I'm like actually meant to become, I've had to just surrender to a lot and just let God just do what it do. You know, like I just surrendered and just wanting to be at peace and writing down like how I want certain months or days to go and just praying pretty much. But it was, I would say it was hard. It was very much hard, but as the days come, it gets easier. It gets easier, I would say. It gets easier. It gets better. It gets better. Like you won't stay down for long. You won't stay down for long. And you will laugh about it later. And just think about like um I I didn't want to become anything that I wasn't, but I had to look at it as, if I do let this go, will I gain this? But I also felt like I was also forcing certain expectations to be like other people. And that's just, it wasn't in my nature. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? So the person I'm right now is very dear, valuable to me. Like, I don't think a lot of people expected that version of me to come out, because people are still holding on to certain versions of me right now that I was before. Um, so I can't really say too much, but if you followed me even on my podcast journey, like the growth from starting to even just now, the way I talk, the way I listen, the way I understand, um, I've just had to just let go of performative things in society, and really just tap into greatness pretty much. And not be afraid of change, be uncomfortable, and just stepping outside of my comfort zone as well. So I had to let go of a lot. Like, just, yeah, we had to just let go. Um, that was like the end of my questions. But also, I, with friendships and relationships, like I said, like I've been MIA because I've been watching Love Island, but a lot of that just goes back to show, like, when you watch it, you're seeing like how friendships are, um, how relationships can be, and how people hold resentment, how they don't want you to be greater than them as well. And that's crazy, but it's also like what reality, the society of the culture that we live in today, how people view relationships, how you're supposed to stay within inside your box and not step outside your comfort zone as well. So I feel like that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but if you watch the show, like, you'll understand what I'm trying to say as well, and why there's so much controversial stuff going online right now, online. Um, but it's crazy, and yeah, my expectations, everything is has changed in the last few years and months as well. Everything is evolving and changing. I do want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Um, Also, if y'all haven't caught up on any episodes, go ahead and catch up now. Um, and there's more coming. June was pretty busy. July is kind of busy too, because in August we go back to work and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I'm about to have a new career. So, a new level up. But I really appreciate people who are positive and come to me with just looking and watching my stuff. So there's more coming. I'm just stepping into certain ideas and optimistics, all of that. So just be patient with me as much as possible. But I hope y'all have a good July, a good rest of your summer. Um, Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.